She's real fine, my 369. My 369. My 369 right there. 369 D2 steel Jelly Jerry design. Jelly Jerry. I don't know. There was a guy saying, oh, I love the Wong designs. Wong is like he's the king. I don't know. There's a jelly guy out there and he's whipping and kicking out designs. I don't think I could compete with any of those guys. And they actually know how to design, by the way, and that always helps. Okay, now what am I doing? Come on. Okay, you close up, close up. We might readjust your attitude here when we take you apart. Oh yeah, I wrote it down on here, 369, except they're actually putting the model number on the blade. Thank you very much. D2 steel. Strange, the last couple of TwoSuns I've done have been D2. Oh, this is quick over. Oh, this is real quick over the detent ball, isn't it? See, I thought I haven't hit the detent yet, but I have. Already cleared it now. It's a front flipper too. It's just, now that's not over. Okay, that is. Okay. So how many options do you have to open this knife? Well, you got ambidextrous thumb studs, so you can finger flick, you can thumb flick, you can front flip, like that as well. So front flipper and all this. No, you don't have a fuller you can flick off or whatever, but you don't need it. You're good. You're good. And I think you can get this without the purple. Let me look real quick. But you know what? $89.99? $89.99? I know it's D2. Okay. But it's titanium. Okay? Ceramic bearings, green micarta, and who would have thought green and purple? But you know what? Baby, we're going to Mardi Gras. And we're looking at 8.35, what do we got? 3.5 inch blade, blah, blah, blah. And where was there another option? Oh, there was a green option. Oh, hell, my printer screwed it up. Okay, good. Black bronze as well. 89. But then, come here. LTK, discount code. What does it give you? 10% off. What's 10% off at $90? $9. What do you got? 81 bucks into this thing? Whew. And there goes my, oh, I knocked over my KPL. Hey, you're not up yet. We're going to play with the knife for a while, and the ergos are good. Check this out. Really kind of interesting. I mean, you've seen handles like this, right? With this kind of angle across here. Now, but he left enough up here. See how they did this, though? Kind of brought it up to a... So you could put a lanyard through here, and then you've got a milled titanium pocket clip. And look at that. I mean, this is nice, and I can't remember if I got oily fingers on here, and that's why this looks so good, but I think it was that way. But they kind of come in oily papers. They're kind of the double packaging here. See, there's a bag inside of the bag. Well, the inner bag has got, it's kind of oily, greasy. So the outer bag is not so much. But that's the way they've been doing these things recently. But I saw this on somebody on Instagram, you know, who taunts me with their knives all the time. And so I saw it and I go, oh, wow, purple and green. Somehow I think I have to have this. And look at that purple backspacer, all that kind of stuff. So you got titanium all the way through there. And look at the hardware. I mean, that's nice. That's not just those little cap, you know, whatever screws, but they're nice machine look, you know. I like that. And they did a little pivot surround, that kind of thing. And look at the thumb studs. I mean, that's machined here. Then you got kind of the gear thing going on or whatever. So that's a nice touch. This jimping, and it's pretty heavy duty blade stock. First of all, let's take care of some business, because really we got to put a tape to this. Wow. Okay. See, we're at 3.9 there. We've got a cutting edge of probably 3.6. So they're saying 3.5. I'd say it's more like 3.6 inches at the closest point on the bolster. In reality, more like 3.25, 3.75. And then, yeah, you're almost really touching 8.5 overall length, which makes sense for a 3.75 inch blade. 21.5 centimeters. Okay, that explains it. Well, it's a good size knife. I knew it was a good size knife when I brought it out. They're not always totally accurate. I was going to say honest, but accurate, because they tend to understate the blade lengths on knives that they sell, which is kind of funny to me, because, wow, I mean, understate and deliver big, you know? That's good. But if you're a person that really truly wanted no more than like 3.45 or whatever inch blade, and you end up with something that's 3.75, that may piss you off. So there's the top and the bottom of that argument. But let me see, what do we got? Ooh, well, 3.6. Okay, what, a 0.13, 0.14. Okay, 3.7, somewhere in there. And 13.6, 0.53. It's not as much of a handful as I thought it was going to be. I figured it'd be like 0.57 or close to 0.6, but it's not. Okay, so it's not that fat in the hand, but it's a good handful. And they've done this. Okay, so they jump up here. And so you can roll all the way, up here. Come here. I'll tell you what, really my recent experience with TwoSun, really overall, it's just noticing when I do these knives that a lot of the knives that I test are like factory sharp, or maybe a little on the duller than factory edge side. But these TwoSun knives have always been wonderful because they just glide through. You know what I'm saying? That's on the plus side of a factory edge. Yeah, that you can tell just by the resistance of the paper. You can tell. And so it's always a pleasure to put whoever they got sharpening, putting the final edge on them. They're doing a pretty damn good job, and consistent as well. And I'm just buying them off the rack at White Mountain. So, I mean, nobody's sending me one for free or any of that stuff. I wish, but they aren't. Wow, that's a nice little drop too. It's not bad. It's kind of a real glassy hydraulic feel to it. Let me see. I mean, and what are you into it for? $80, $81? See, and I can't remember if I had to put my name, because if they're out of stock, then you notify me. Do that and hit that, okay? I can't tell you how many times I've done that. In fact, probably at least once a week or more, I get a notification from White Mountain Knives of something that I put my name in saying notify me, and bingo. And so, I mean, as soon as I get that email, I go, psh, because there's always a limited amount. They don't have 500 units in stock of everything. 149 grams. Okay, it's not super lightweight, but come on. Okay, 5.2 ounces. I mean, it's not 6 ounces, so it's not 4 either. So it's a good chunk. it's and being a front flipper, this is, I wouldn't want a front flipper to be much bigger than this, to tell you the truth. And I've got my, well, I got my SO7, my NOC SO7. That's technically a front flipper. That's a 10-inch knife. That is a monster to try and front flip. But this, see, I'm just gonna, this is so easy. Hell with the front flipping, I don't care. I just like this. And it's centered, no blade play, lock rock, problems, not. Sits right down. It's a pleasure to have a knife that's a pleasure. And you know what? I like the design. Now, I'm always drawn to the design. I buy it because of the design, okay? And this, not just because it's purple and green. You would think it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You're trying to sober up. You're in a Denny's, you know? You ever see the color of their furniture? But, okay. But it's not that. But it's cool. It's kind of cool. I never really envisioned green and purple, but it's working. It's actually working. It's just, you know, your grubby paws are gonna, you know, do that, kind of mess with the purple color. But wow, man, that feels good. That's good. And you know, like I said, ergo's great. Choke up, no problem. Balance is easy to find. Reverse grip, it's comfortable. You know, and it's got enough grip on it because of this micarta. So it's grippy enough too. I mean, I just really don't find a whole lot of fault. And obviously that lockup, that's 35% if it's anything. And you know, it's easy to disengage, kind of the way they do that little chamfering in there. But you know what? It'll kick over that detent ball even if it's not all the way over. Pretty easy. Now let's look and see if we got a detent ramp in there and if that's why. Okay? But I wouldn't want the detent to be any stronger because you got to front flip this. And this is a good sized knife to have to front flip. Okay, yeah, and the detent's not real strong on this. Let me see if I can do it front ways. Oh, I can. Okay, so no, the detent's... Okay, the detent is not real strong on this. But you can kick it out. So I'd say that's maybe a 4 on my scale, you know. I mean, 6 is kind of crazy, tough, but 3.8 was like some of the Isham knives that were with Wii, like the Eschaton and stuff. You could just do that and they'd flip out. This one's not far off though, so it's pretty light. Now I just got to figure out which side do I want to attack and what is going to actually happen where. And let's see. That's not coming easy, so let's try the back. Because usually that's your access point. Okay, well, it's unscrewing. Let me see. Yeah, that's the screw. Okay, so we're good. Yep. And we got number 8 here. Let's see where else. We got number 8, and if they're the same length. And this is a number 8 on this pocket clip. Good thought process, because I think TwoSun will do what you tell them to do as a designer, and therefore you're... That looked like the same size to you? Yeah, it looks like the same size. And I don't know about, do I need to, hold on. Come on, let's take you off. Okay. And see what we need to do here. If we just bring the whole thing, I guess we can. Okay, so here's the liner, and that had I taken this off, then I could have removed the little bit of micarta, but there's what the purple's supposed to look like. Here's your hardened steel. insert, and of course, I guess what's acting as the over travel is the fact that you got kind of a bolster lock thing going on here. So, and hardened steel insert and ceramic detent. Now, okay. And everything just fell out. Here's the front pivot. Oh, well, this wasn't going to turn, was it? But they put an entry in here, and I think that's not a good idea because you're going to make somebody think you can turn this when you put an entry in here, and it ain't gonna. So put a logo or some decorative thing, but don't put this there, okay? Did you see me try it? And when it wouldn't go, I backed off, but someone else might just go for the gusto. Okay, and look at these pass-through things. They're different size. Cute. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out which. Oh, well, that one goes through and goes to the pocket clip, so I'm sure that's the one. Okay, and it's just all gone. It just falls apart. One screw, boom, it just blows up. What is this? Field technology? Field strip technology? Good Lord Almighty! Hey, give me this. You hear that? That's my magnet. You knocked that out, buddy. And so where'd I knock the other little magnetic thing to? It's rolling around in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we got that, and then we got these, and you can go back. Okay. And there's your ceramic bearings. So it's a big-ass hot mess right now on the table, isn't it? But not too difficult to figure out. And they pocketed this for weight relief and over here as well, but I think it's well done. Fit and finish is good. Especially, I mean, you know, there's so many knives out there now going for what, $400 or $500. I mean, just to be able to clip one at freaking $80 like this, it's good for me. You know what? I'm really kind of surprised that as oily and greasy as my hands are, that the color's actually held up as well as it has. Must be a high voltage purple. Yeah. And woo, this thing is crazy droppy now. Wowee. Woo. Yeah, that's all kinds of. Yeah, it's a cool knife. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to, you know, I keep some kind of in a long-term collection, and this one's a thinker. Yeah, I'm going to think on it some more. I really love the action on it. I like the colors, and I like the design. I'm not a big front flipper guy. That's, you know, maybe the only thing. But other than that, just everything else really speaks to me on this. I'm going to leave you to it. Thank you so much. We do love them knives. You guys, stay sharp.